Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for continuing to watch. Today I've got two really lovely recipes for you. We've got hedgerow jam, which is incredible, and Hawthorn ketchup, which I've never made before. A couple of little additions to the recipe which really enhanced it in the end. So I'm really pleased with the outcome. I can't show you this product open because it has to sit in the pantry or in the cupboard for a month before we can use it. But the jam, I will show you. It's just really good. And of course, not totally free, but nearly free. So if these recipes don't encourage you to get out and do a bit of foraging for some free food, then I don't think anything will. So without further ado, let's get on with it.
I'm just getting my fruit ready for the hedgerow jam. The sloes I've foraged before and just chucked them in the freezer, same as the elderberries. But I wanted to show you a quick difference because I picked some burlace today, and I wanted to show the difference in size. The small ones are sloes, and the bigger ones are burlace. And then there's another one that's a bigger again, which is a wild damson. But a lot of people think that when they're picking these, that they're actually sloes, but they're not. These are actually, they are sort of edible when they're fully ripe. They've still got a little tiny tart flavour, but they've also got like a background sweetness to them as well. So I picked half a bucket of berries off of this hawthorn tree that I had to cut down because we've been cutting out along the bank. There's some more really nice dark ones over in the other field, and now that I've stopped working, I don't want to do any more work, so I'm going to clear up here and have a wander over there before I go down the bottom of the field. Just having a walk along this little hedge line here. There's some blackberries which I shall pick. I think the rose hips, I'll get some of the bigger ones off. These are the some more blackberries up there. These are the red, really red hawthorn berries I was on about, so I'm going to have some of those. But just below it, this is burlace. It's slightly bigger than the sloes, but smaller than the wild damsons. They are ready. I've just tried one. I'm going to pick some of those as well. So we'll make some hedgerow jam, I think, and some hawthorn sauce. So all I'm going to do is get all the elderberries off the stalks and get all this washed up. I've also got some blackberries that I picked today. I've got them in some salt water at the moment, so that and letting them soak, so it gives any little buggies chance to come out. The blackberries were really small. I didn't think we were going to get any at all this year, but with this bit of rain, they've suddenly gone black and swelled a little bit, so they are really tiny. But blackberry's a blackberry, if I'm honest. So I'm using half a pot of the sloes because that will help it all thicken, as well as the burlace that's in there. And then I'm going to just pick all these off. I think we're going to strain it. Well, we're going to strain it through anyway, so I've only got to get the worst of it off, the big stalks, and it's really easy when it's just come out of the freezer. So I don't have any crab apples, or anything like that, but I'm hoping that I've put enough of the sloes in to aid with the thickening, because they are absolutely laden in pectin. We are going to be straining it down anyway to get the stones out, so it will bring out any of these bits of the stalk as well. So all I've simply done is I've just washed the fruit off, prepared it all as you saw, and put it all in the bowl. I weighed it. I had 1.175, so I wanted to round it up to the 1.2 kilos, so the sugar was easier. So I had a small cooking apple and another apple in the fridge. So I have chopped that up and bung that in the bottom. I know it's not hedgerow, but it is still windfalls and what was given to me, so I'm not effectively cheating. I want to cook it and then strain it down to get all the pips out. I'm just going to cover that with a lid to help it to cook down. So I've just heard it starting to bubble on the bottom. We don't add any water to this at all, but it does say to add some lemon, the rind, juice and the pith. It said 3 lemons, but I'm just going to chop it up quite small, because like I say, we are going to be straining it out anyway. I just wanted like a no fuss recipe. So like I say, it did say to put 3 lemons in it, but I've got a couple lemons, and I've got the juice that I made a couple of days ago. It basically is the waste from the grapes, and it's a replacement for lemon. So I've just put probably a couple of tablespoons of that in as well. I'm going to mix that round and let it carry on. I'm just going to check the jam. It's already releasing quite a bit of water. Oh, it smells lovely. It might take slightly longer because the sloes were frozen. So my berries are ready, but obviously they're going to be far too hot to handle. That was one of the reasons why I thought if I did the 2 recipes hand in hand, it will keep me going. So I'm just going to turn that off. I haven't added any sugar or anything like that. We'll do that after we've sieved it all out. I will leave the lid off so it starts to evaporate as well. I've got my slow cooker on there. That's my beef stew for tonight. I put it on this morning before I went out to the field. Still just taking out the pips and the lemon, or the stones and the lemon out of this mix. I was going to strain it all out and have a clear, smooth jam, but I think there'd be too much waste, and I don't like waste. So I'm going to carry on and do that, and then get back to you. I've finished getting the stones out of there. There may be 1 or 2 left in the jam, but I'm not worried about that. Always amazes me how much sugar goes into jam. This recipe basically calls for double the amount of sugar to whatever fruit you've got. But it is the only thing we've paid for. So I've taken out the stones, put it back in the pan, and I'm just going to bring it back to the boil. This one, it's not got a long boiling thing. It's like a no fuss. So I'm hoping it does set. Like I say, when I made one last year, I could stand the knife up in it. But every jam is different. I do like recipes with not too much fuss. I think they're easy for everybody to follow as well. This jam, this recipe is just one I've adapted to add a few more ingredients in. It was blackberry and elderberry jam, and obviously we had some brulee and a little bit of apple to make up the numbers in that. I'm just going to make sure that all the little elderberries are popped. So I'm just going to make sure this is a proper boil. I'm going to skim some of that rubbish off the top. Yeah, that's proper boiling now, so I'm going to take that off. Going to get all these jars out of the canner. It doesn't actually say that you need to water bathe this, but I'm just going to anyway. It's just something I always do. The nice thing about this, if it doesn't set, then I should just use it as like a coulis for yogurt or something. One down. So I water bathe the jams for 10 minutes and I've just taken them out, and we're moving on to the ketchup. So I'm just going to take off most of the big stalks and leaves. Now is the absolute perfect time to get out and get your hawthorns. They're everywhere. So even if you don't have time to make it now, you can just either sort them out and put them in the freezer, or just put them in the freezer as they are. As you see, the elderberries came off really easily when they were frozen, and I would imagine these would be the same. So I will prep these and get back to you. So I've got all my hawthorn berries ready. The recipe was for 500 grams of berries, but I've got a kilo, so I'm just going to double the recipe. I haven't got all the leaves and stalks out because this is another one that we're going to be sieving down. I'm just going to get the ingredients that I need. So I don't think I have any of the right ingredients for this ketchup, but I have similar products, so I'm just going to substitute them in. So it calls for, so I read out the recipe as it's wrote here. 500 grams of hawthorn berries, 350 ml of cider vinegar, 350 ml of water, 150 grams of soft brown sugar, salt and pepper for seasoning, half a tablespoon of cayenne pepper or mixed dried herbs. That's optional. So that's the basic ingredients you need. Obviously, I'm doubling up. So I don't have, I do have apple cider vinegar being made at the moment, but I don't have any in the house. I do have a bottle somewhere, but I can't find it for love nor money, and it's no biggie if I'm honest. So I've got these, like I say, these nice apples from the neighbour. So I've chopped up the nice apples from the neighbour. What I'm going to do is add that in. I'm going to I'm going to put the full amount of vinegar in, but not put so much water in. I think that's the way to go. Because obviously the apples will have quite a lot of water in them. So then I'm just going to put in half the amount of water. So I don't have soft brown sugar. I've mixed half dark brown sugar and light sugar. I've left a little bit out of the dark sugar because I've also been making some sugar beet sugar, and I got some of the top, the foamy stuff off the top that won't granulate, and I'm just going to add that in. And that will use that up. It should be, for my size, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Again, I don't have that, but I do have some nice smoked paprika. So I'm going to put in some of that and just a few chili flakes just to give it a bit of flavour, a bit of spice. We're not big spicy people. That's why I don't have all the cayenne peppers and stuff. So the other thing I'm going to put in that's not on the recipe, because I'm going with the smoky sort of flavour with the sauce, I'm just going to add a teaspoon of liquid smoke. It's quite a nice product. I use it when I'm making my marinades for jerky and stuff like that, so that it tastes like it's been cooked on the fire. Quite funny really. I hope I can split the video up so that we've got the ketchup in one at the beginning of the video and the jam in the other, or the other way around. I just hope I can edit it. So this has just come up to the boil, so I'm just going to turn it down and let it simmer for 30 minutes. It says until all the skins are split, and obviously I want to do it so all the apples are soft as well. I did have a bit of an idea with this when I was reading some of the comments on this Hawthorn sauce. Someone said they couldn't get it to thicken. Obviously you have to carry on cooking it down till the water comes out to the right consistency, but I thought I might just add in a handful of sloes, because that might help it. The ketchup, I'm just going to give it a mash down so that it starts to release some of them stones, and I'm hoping it will be a lot easier to strain through. Because we want as much of the pulp as possible. Ouch. Wow, it's got a lovely colour. Can leave that to cook for another 10 minutes. I think it's only been on about 25 minutes, so I'm going to leave that to cook for another 10 minutes. I'm just giving it another mash to see if I can get some more of the pulp separated from the stones, so it will make it easier to get it all apart. So I'm going to try it through this one first. It does say to keep this because you can make a cooking liquor with it, so we'll do that as well. What about there? There's just the skins and the pits left, and if we're going to use it for a cooking liquor anyway, it looks pretty good actually. Right, it says return it that lot to the pan. So we'll just put that in there for a minute while we have a look at our sauce. It is a little bit runny, not much. Instructions says return the pulp to a rinsed pan, add sugar, salt, pepper to taste, bring to the boil, stirring gently to ensure the sugar dissolves, reduce the heat and simmer the liquid to preferred thickness. You're aiming for consistency of ketchup. Depending on how much pulp you've managed to extract, this will take somewhere to 5 to 10 minutes. Pour into sterilised jars and leave for at least a month before eating. The flavour will deepen and grow richer. Unopened ketchup should last several months, but once opened, store in the fridge. So I actually added all my sugar and everything at the beginning. I just cooked it all in. Whereas I should have cooked the pulp, de-seeded it all, and then added the sugar. So because I added the sugar at the wrong time, I'm just going to reheat it a little bit and add a little bit more sugar. Because I did think it was a little bit tart. It's funny, when I thought I'd do this recipe, I thought, well, I've got all those ingredients. I know how to do that. I'll do that. So I'm going to add some mixed herbs. Not that many. There we go. So what does it say for the cooking liquor? After you've sieved and cooked the berries in step 2, you're left with a mass of skins and stones and residual pulp. You can make flavoured liquor, excellent for use in marinade stews by boiling this up with 250 ml of cider vinegar and some water, some herbs and some spices. Simmer, pass through a sieve and strain the liquid. Simmer and strained liquid to thicken to a light syrup. Season with salt to taste before bottling. I'm going to just put that in the freezer. When it's cool, I'm going to put it in the freezer, and then when my apple cider vinegar is done, in another couple of weeks, I can do that bit then, because I don't want to use the white vinegar because it is stronger, obviously. So let's have another taste. I don't want to bottle this and then not use it, so we'll put a bit of lemon juice in and some tomato puree, and then it will be like ketchup. I'll probably have to add some sugar in with this. I mean, when I put the sugar, salt, pepper in earlier on, I didn't put hardly any in. So it's not that. I just don't know what hawthorns normally taste like. But I don't want to bottle it and it be rubbish. So I'd rather get a flavour that I like before we go to that stage. Going to go for a bit more liquid smoke, and it'd be more like a smoky sort of barbecue, I would say. Okay. That's better. Much better. Luckily, I just realised that I wasn't filming. I'd nearly finished putting it in the bottles. So I've got three actual bottles, and I've got some jars going. But when I came, I've just been off and had my dinner, and I left this on very low so it would reduce down to a nice thickness, which it's done, and I think it will thicken even more as it cools down. But the flavour seemed totally different. Really, really nice. I couldn't believe it. It was like almost a wow moment. Not a wow moment like the jam, that is a wow moment, but like because before I went away and had my dinner, I was a little bit disappointed. I wasn't sure what to expect. But I was sort of like, I wanted to make it like a flavour that I would eat, obviously. So I added the other bits and some extra sugars and stuff like that. So I do really like it with that liquid smoke in it. It's just given it like a nice sort of smoky flavour. It's really, I'm quite impressed, honestly. Do like it with that bit of tomato puree we put in it as well. I think that's a good addition if you've got some. Right, let's process that.
So we ended up with 6 jars of ketchup and 5.5 jars of jam. In one of my, I think my last foraging video, I foraged a lot of the elderberries and the hawthorns, and went through the health benefits of them. If you don't like teas and stuff like that, using the products or using the plants and stuff in stuff like this that you will eat, you've got all those health benefits. And of course it's free of charge. Well, that's it for another video. I hope you enjoyed it, found it informative. Get out there, do a bit of foraging and make some jam. Till next time, bye.